Let us introduce you to the intriguing journey of a man who skillfully evaded the spotlight for a considerable period. While the world remained oblivious to his endeavors, he quietly nurtured his business, eventually ascending to the upper echelons of the underworld hierarchy. But did his rapid rise come with unintended consequences? This is the insane story of richest Dutch drug lord Samir Scarface Buyukchiran. Samir Buyukchiran's upbringing was rooted in a modest neighborhood in Amsterdam West, where he shared his childhood with his parents, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters. Demonstrating his intelligence and aptitude for learning, he excelled academically at the Fons Vitae Lyceum in Amsterdam South. Determining his exact age proved somewhat challenging due to conflicting records. According to the school's community page, his birth is documented as April 22, 1980, while another source cites 1979 as the correct year. Throughout his formative years, Samir managed to maintain a relatively low profile. A solitary picture on the internet is a testament to his enigmatic presence. Contrary to the stereotypical troublemaker, he avoided brushes with the law and was cleared of frequent arrests. His deliberate choice to adopt a discreet demeanor is evident, recognizing the value of flying under the radar. During his teenage years, he dabbled in minor criminal activities, hinting at a potential future in the criminal world, though nothing significant. It wasn't until later in his life that a critical event left an everlasting impact on him, prompting him to embrace the moniker Scarface. He was having a good time at Club Escape in Amsterdam when he got into a heated debate that turned physical. His opponent struck his face with a glass, leaving a significant scar under his right eye and above his brow. This led him to acquire the Scarface moniker and set his sights on controlling the Dutch smuggling industry. But what made Samir so successful in this drug business? In fact, how did he become the richest Dutch criminal in history? Well, Samir was a dynamic and one-of-a-kind person. Some regarded him as the ideal son-in-law, while others regarded him as a powerful and intelligent businessman who should not be underestimated. He was always one step ahead of the game and established contacts in Amsterdam's criminal underground, including prominent people such as Gwyneth Martha. He quickly progressed through the ranks of Amsterdam's criminal elite, first with small donations to shipments and eventually becoming involved in major operations. When Samir's name was linked to the unsolved murder of Jemmy Nocento in 2003, it was a turning point. Jemmy, a fellow smuggler, had been in charge of delivering a big 1,100-kilogram cocaine consignment. Following Jemmy's murder, Samir took the initiative to travel to Colombia and negotiate with the cartel responsible for the shipment. He gained their cooperation and established himself as a major participant in the trade thanks to his persuasive abilities. This critical link connected him directly to the source, catapulting his career to unprecedented heights. As proof of his significance in the cocaine trade, Samir gained the rare privilege of imprinting his stamp on cocaine bricks. This exclusive distinction solidified his status as a major player. In the subsequent years, he strategically decided to keep a low profile, avoiding flashy displays of wealth in Amsterdam's social scene. He expanded his operations internationally, residing between Dubai and Malaga, while amassing property and orchestrating substantial cocaine shipments through the ports of Antwerp and Rotterdam. His rapport with the Colombian cartel remained strong, allowing him to swiftly move shipments and conduct lucrative transactions. However, by 2008, he again attracted attention, this time registering himself as a real estate investor in Spain, likely as a facade for legitimate business dealings with the government. His most significant encounter with the law came on July 14, 2010, marking a pivotal moment in his journey. 400 cookies, as they were called in PGP messages, vanished from Samir's shipment. Allegedly, John Gubbles, a traveler from Breda, was responsible for the theft. While 400 kilos hardly dent Samir's resources, he felt compelled to assert his authority and send a clear message. He wasn't to be trifled with. At 5:19 a.m., it marked one of the rare instances where he needed to take such action, and he was determined to handle it appropriately. Little did he anticipate the events that unfolded. John expressed his intention to make amends, yet he required more time. Eager to expedite matters, Samir dispatched a team of English associates to John's residence, aiming to exert pressure. Their knocks and kicks went unanswered. They assumed the house was vacant. Faced with the need to convey their message, one resorted to firing his weapon at the house. Unbeknownst to him, John's son Danny was seated behind his computer, and his mother was in the living room. John himself was already in bed. The bullets pierced the walls, tragically hitting Danny and injuring his mother. The outcome was far from Samir's intentions. His error lay in entrusting a volatile individual, Alistair, with the task. Alistair, acting recklessly, decided to unleash those shots, a move that went beyond the intended plan of applying pressure and resulted in the loss of innocent life. Samir was apprehended for his association with this incident upon his arrival from Dubai to Spain. Fortunately, he was soon released due to a solid alibi that placed him in Spain then. Despite prosecutors' attempts to link him to the shooting, his alibi remained unshakable. In charge of the situation, Samir deployed his most trusted representative to mediate between the parties involved. Following this, the matter seemingly faded from the public eye. However, the aftermath saw Samir becoming a pariah within the criminal underworld, condemned for his role in the tragedy. Many severed ties with him, wondering how someone of his stature could jeopardize an innocent life over a mere 400-kilo shipment. Yet Samir continued his operations relatively unscathed, resuming his activities as before. The turning point arrived in October 2012 when the liquidation of Najib Boubou in Antwerp ignited the Mokro War. This brutal conflict has endured for over a decade in the Netherlands, causing widespread sorrow and turmoil. Najib's demise stemmed from a dispute concerning a missing 200-kilo shipment. Samir, however, remained disconnected from this incident. To a person of his stature, a 200-kilo shipment was beneath notice and unworthy of his attention. Nevertheless, the repercussions of Najib's death rippled through the criminal landscape. Najib had been a close associate of Gwinnett Martha, a prominent figure in Amsterdam during that era. Shortly after Najib's demise, Gwinnett was incarcerated for plotting retaliation against Najib's assailant. This imprisonment left Gwinnett's faction leaderless, setting the stage for the entry of Najib Ziggy Himich. Ziggy, who merits an in-depth exploration in a forthcoming video, was initially tasked with minor responsibilities under Gwinnett's purview. Yet, his aspirations extended beyond these confines. Gwinnett's absence allowed Ziggy to handle more substantial matters, eventually bringing him into contact with Samir. Appreciating Ziggy's work ethic, Samir gradually integrated him into his circle, acknowledging his potential as an asset. Stay tuned for more insights into Ziggy's intriguing role and journey. Ziggy had grown weary of being Gwinnett's right-hand man responsible for trivial matters. He yearned to step into the realm of the major players, the higher echelons. Unfortunately, as you may be aware, one cannot straddle two worlds simultaneously. In the underbelly of society, it's an all-or-nothing deal. Ziggy found himself torn between staying loyal to Gwinnett or aligning with Samir, placing him in increasingly tricky predicaments. At a pivotal juncture, he had to pledge his allegiance to Samir or remain in Gwinnett's service. Suspicion began festering among the three factions, as Ziggy sometimes declined tasks from both Gwinnett and Samir. He understood that whatever path he chose would invariably inflict harm on one of them. Then, in May 2014, Gwinnett met a tragic end. Speculation arose about Ziggy's involvement, but the truth remained shrouded. What was undeniable, however, was the erosion of any remaining trust. Doubt began gnawing at Samir's circle regarding Ziggy's fidelity. Did Ziggy orchestrate Martha's removal for their benefit, or was their fate now on the line? That's a query left for you to answer, because what unfolds next is nothing short of astonishing. It was slightly past midnight, Thursday, August 29, 2014, in Benahavís, Spain. Ziggy and Samir occupied adjacent seats outside a quaint cafe aptly named All-in-One. Nofel, a notorious Amsterdam smuggler known for his unrelenting ruthlessness, joined them. In the company of Nofel, Samir, and Ziggy, the hours flowed with drinks and discussions revolving around their illicit dealings, the routine business chatter. However, the ordinary took a dramatic turn about 10 minutes shy of 2 o'clock. Ziggy casually draped his arm around Samir, and within moments, 2 armed assailants surged toward their group. Samir's instincts sensed danger, prompting him to bid for escape desperately, but fate had already sealed his course. Multiple gunshots found their mark, damaging his back and head. Did Ziggy truly engineer this heinous act once again? Was it mere luck, or had he assumed the mastermind role behind the successful hits on both Gwinnett and Samir? The shadow of betrayal cast its long, dark silhouette once more. And then there's Nuffle. What part did he play in this intricate dance of treachery? Did he perhaps orchestrate Samir's downfall? Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you find the intricate operations of the criminal underworld fascinating. Rumors echo that Samir's meteoric rise to power had triggered fears, necessitating his removal from the perilous game. Whispers persist that Ziggy and Nuffle brokered Samir's fate to the hands of Rico, a Chilean figure in the shadows. Yet this allegation remains unproven, lingering like an unresolved chord in a complex symphony of intrigue. Click on the link popping up on your screen for more content, and comment below with your ideas and theories to continue the discussion.